Hi and welcome back to Scruffy Tales. Be warned, my headset is doing its own thing and shuts down every now and then. So if you hear a beep 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 in the video, then you'll know in 5-10 seconds I'll be back on it again, having restarted the headset. But yeah, let's move on. Okay, begin with a strategical overview of the front line. And let's see here. Here we go. Uh, we're getting reports of Russia making headway up at Kupiansk. We'll see if that's true or not. Same thing down here, Crimea region. So it seems Russia is trying to really put the hurt to Ukraine up here. Fighting going on around Bakhmut, not much has been reported that I know of. Same thing for down here outside of Donetsk around Avdiivka. Avdiivka is a town located right where my marker is. Fighting going around here outside of Makarivka. Ukraine is trying to take the high ground to the west of a couple of towns they've liberated. And oh, sorry, down here, fighting possible Russian counterattack. But what I think YouTube will definitely be talking about today is the fact that Ukraine has made a push south here in the Orikhiv region. But first, we will move up to take a look at Kupiansk and Crimea, located up here on the map. And as we can see, Russia is making a push up here. It is, according to reports, they are making a push down here. As we can tell, we have markers of combat. Artillery strikes up here has been ongoing since New Year's and before that. And what I've tried to highlight here is supply routes. Why is Russia attacking up here? Well, they've obviously gambled that Ukraine would make their main push in the south, as that is where Russia has built the most fortifications. They realized it was coming in the south, and now they're trying to counter that by attacking in the north. And the reason why that is, or one of the reasons is, up here, Russia has access to a lot of logistics. It is easy for Russia to bring stuff in from Russia, as you can tell. The border is up here somewhere. So it's easy to bring in a lot of stuff from Russia by road and also by railroad. The solid lines here with the arrow, that's railroad. The dotted lines are highways. So stuff coming in from the south to Starobilsk is the main hub. And this is where most of the stuff will end up, and then it will be shipped out to the front. As you can tell, where Russia can get to logistically, they will attack, right? Makes sense. They can get stuff here to Svatove, they're attacking at Svatove. They can get stuff to Kremena, they're attacking at Kremena, to Kupiansk, and they're attacking at Kupiansk. And yeah, they can get stuff to Kremena, they're attacking at Kremena. So that's what's going on here. Yeah, Russia is attacking in the north because it is logistically sane. It makes sense. So what is Russia trying to achieve? Well, apart from it making sense from a logistical standpoint, up in the north we have a couple of very nifty natural barriers. We have a river here and also a larger river here, which is quite wide. It turns into basically a lake all the way here. And up here, this river has been the natural border between Russian forces and Ukrainian forces. So what I think the Russian plan is for down here in Crimea, they will push out and control this area here using the river as a natural barrier. And in the long run, the idea is to pincer move this entire region and again use the larger river, that is basically a lake up here, as a natural barrier, just as it's been capable of doing here, to allow Russia to gain control of this area and then hold it by controlling the bridges. So that is what I think they're trying on an operational level up here at the Kupiansk and Kremina. And strategically, what they're trying to do is, once they have this area, the red mark, the red line is the river, and where Russia potentially might have control is, they need to probably take control of this vital bridge at Sakitne, because from here, if they cross here, they can begin pushing south. And what happens then? Well, they will link up with their troops fighting outside and around Bakhmut. And if they manage this, and well, then this area might get encircled and they will get even more ground. Who knows? And in the long run, they are right outside Sloviansk and Kramatorsk. So that is what I think Russia is going for in the north. Moving on to the south and Orkiv down here. This is what I think YouTube will be talking about today. So that's why I'm going to focus on this bit. So what has happened is that Ukraine has made pushes south towards the village or town of Robotyne. Look at it here, they're pushing along the road, then even moving out here in the fields. And this is important. Why? Well, there's a highway here, north to south, leading straight to Tokmak. Goddamn, I'm catching a cold, so I'm coughing and blowing my nose half the time. Sorry for that. And so this is what I think most of YouTube will focus on. This road heading straight for Tokmak and Robotyne, located here. And the possibility that Ukraine is moving in to grab this town, which they probably are. But I'm not so sure they are after Tokmak. Because as we can tell, they're pushing down here towards Robotyne and also out here into the fields, into the farmland over here. Now this could obviously be a way to widen the front so they are not at risk of getting encircled, cut off. And it could also be to move around and outflank defenses at Robotyne and Novoprokopivka and stuff like that. However, my theory is that they're heading for Polowy, because up here they made gains along this highway here, and now they're pushing in, making gains here along the highway here, and this highway and this this road and this highway link up at Polowy. Right? Take a look at this. Blue and blue. Road to Polowy, road to Polowy. So yeah, I think this is what's happening. I'm calling it here and now. Let's see if I'm right in a couple of weeks. And why is Polowy important? Well, again, logistics. Tokmak is important logistically for Russia. You have railway moving in. It's also moving up here. And from Tokmak you have roads, highways leading out to the front line to supply the troops. Railway is also moving over here, and it's coming in from over here, moving up to Polowy and stuff like that. So, but Tokmak is a logistical hub because of all the roads and railway going through it. That's important for Russia. But what does Ukraine have? Well, they have stuff from the Orkiv, they have here at Zaporizhia and stuff like that, right? But nothing close to the front. But you have railway coming in here. You have railway coming in here to Polowy. that moves down to Bilmak. Well, Bilmak is... Oh. Huh? Told you. Bilmak is fortified. But Chernivka is not. And right outside of Chernivka, a railway hub. Right? So Poloy is important for Ukraine in bringing in logistics, ammunition, reinforcements, and for moving wounded out of the combat area. So I think Ukraine wants Poloy in order to secure further operations into occupied territory, maybe even getting Chernivka, and from here they might even consider going down to Berdyansk outside of the map and moving in towards Tokmak. So yeah, it's important. I mean, you can tell. Where is Russia and Ukraine fighting? Over here. There's a railway coming down. There's a railway coming up. Troops are fighting. Railway coming in and close logistics from Tokmak. There's fighting. It's the same as we saw up around Kreminna and Kupiansk. Where you can get in logistics, that is where you will fight. And yeah, I think Ukraine wants the logistics. And no wonder, take a look at this. Downtown Poloy. This is a logistical wet dream. This is what Ukraine wants. Now it's going to be hell getting it. I mean, take a look at the town surrounding it. But this, I mean, it's worth it. I think Ukraine is gambling that this is worth it. There's also even a hospital, which might be useful if it's not bombarded by Russia. But yeah, no. Getting this, I think Ukraine wants to get their greedy little hands on this here. So yeah, we are seeing intentions of Ukraine attacking along this road and maybe possibly moving in along this road. But you know, Russia's all obviously figured this one out, and they fortified all the way, even behind, because they realize that shit, Ukraine might want to break in here and might even grab it, maybe go around and secure it. So they encircled the city. Poloy is important, right? So what is Ukraine doing right now that we're seeing over at Robotnye? Obviously, I could be wrong. They could be going over here in order to move around and outflank and just simply widen the front to secure it. But, oh, sorry, that's the cold causing the cough. What I think they're doing is pushing Russia away from this road, which will be their main supply route for getting ammunition and vehicles to the front line and for getting wounded out of combat. So they will push down here, they will push down here, push down here, push Russia away from this vital road so that they can then start to attack Poloy head on. And that's it for now. We'll see if I'm right about this. It's a prediction. It most likely is utter, pure, and very refined bullshit. We'll see in a couple of days or maybe in a couple of weeks. Until then, go på marsch, Ukraine!